Live.
Shalom, we the GMS Louisiana Saints in New Orleans camp, here to bring you a quick lesson. Prior to get started, we're going to give infinite honors and praise to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Bahashem,
Bahashem, Rakatadah.
Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles who taught us this word of Salaki, of GMS, who taught us this word with truth and sincerity. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect, and to you, Akim and Akira, you sincerely believers. Salaki. My tongue stumbling. But we're just gonna hop in a quick lesson, man, about discipline being a core quality of being a man in his truth. That is a discipline is something, that a lot of people know that it is the foundation of a lot of good work. If you want to do everything correctly, if you want to move correctly, if you want to move wisely, you have to have discipline behind it. All right, but we could kick it off with that First Corinthians, Kashab.
Okay, Con. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. It says, Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? Question mark. So run that ye may obtain.
Con, you can stop right there. So again, run so that you may obtain. We're all running this race. But like I said, only one person can attain it. But in our case, the 144,000. All right. But you have to have that discipline to understand this race. It's a lot of things that is happening that you have to be locked in at all times to finish this race so that you may obtain your crown. All right. You can keep going, Kashab.
That's verse 25. It says, And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible.
Con. And that could go on the analogy of the sports world. Jake and them, the NBA players, the football players, the boxers, they strive for that gold medal, that trophy, that ring. But at the end of the day, that ain't gonna do shit for you. We're striving for these crowns, and we're striving for the mastery of it. We're being temperate in all things. We're making sure we stand grounded and handling business all at the same time. All right.
I got that word temperate for you too.
Come on, you can run it.
Temperate. And 1 Corinthians 9 and 25, temperate is exercad to nome, which it says to be self-controlled, continent, to exhibit self-government, conduct oneself temperately.
Beautiful. Harping back in on discipline. You have to have all those qualities. Discipline is one of the many qualities that you have to be a man in his truth. To be a disciple of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Okay, so you have to make sure that you have yourself under control in situations that we know that it's not going to go our way all the time. We know that we in the fourth quarter right now. This is a 2-minute drill because we believe through the spirit that this shit is almost up, man. So what you need to do, you need to lock in and make sure that you don't let somebody else take your crown. We don't got time to fall off right now. But you got some, Kashab? You want to say something?
I got the word. Yeah, I got the word self-discipline in the dictionary. It says the ability to control one's feelings and overcome one's weaknesses. The ability to pursue what one thinks is right despite temptations to abandon it.
Oh, man. That's smoke. You hear me? Run it one more time. I'm going to stop you in between.
Okay. It says the ability to control one's feelings and overcome one's weaknesses.
You can stop right there. So, yeah. So we know that, Jakes are very emotional right now, the what you call it, I can't say the word, testosterone.
Testosterone,
yeah. It's pretty low in many Jakes right now. So that's one thing that we can't afford to move. We can't move in emotions, We move through the scriptures. We're locked in with the scriptures, and everything that we move is with the scriptures. We can't afford to be emotional. We can't. We got to be 100% locked in with our surroundings, everything, you know, in a spiritual manner, to say. You want to say something, Kabar?
I would say too, because a lot of Jakes, like, they have a lot of passion for this truth, but we can't go off passion. We gotta go off discipline. All right. And sometimes, hey, like going by discipline, hey, you might not feel like doing this or doing that, but do discipline. Hey, we gotta do it. All right. That's what we need in this truth, discipline.
Yeah.
That's a good point, because a lot of Jakes, they're totally out of order, and they think that being in the spirit is about memorizing the most precepts, shouting that the white man's the devil the loudest, you know, having the fanciest garment, but they out of order. Why are they out of order? Because they lack discipline. You know, being passionate about, you know, what you feel, being passionate about your emotions. If you can't be in order, if you can't exercise discipline, you can't operate amongst the body. You can't operate amongst other men, and you out of order. So that's a huge detriment to your walk. You got it out.
I would say another thing too, like another way of discipline is like we moderate everything we do. All right, we might want to do this or do that, but it's not the right time to do that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's all going to discipline.
What's the scripture? Everything is being lawful and expedient.
Yeah, I got it for you. I got it.
You got it.
It's 1 Corinthians 10, verse 23. It says, "All things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not."
So in that case right there, we know that we have a lot of, you know, things we can do in our off time. We know that it's women that we can mess around with, you know, if they're single, if they're not dealing with anybody. But at the same time, you got to also understand, do I really need this right now? Oh wait, hold up. I didn't read today. I didn't get no study in. Why you want to go out there and go out with a woman and go please your flesh before taking care of the duties of the Lord? You hear me? That's the discipline that you have to be locked in. And I'm talking to myself first and foremost. And you know, I believe everybody else agree with what I'm saying. So you can okay, Con, you got a shot.
Con is book of Sirach, chapter 18, verse 30. It says, "Go not after thy lusts, but refrain thyself from thine appetites."
Con.
Yeah, going into what you was just saying, you know, about having that discipline. You know, you want to do things in the world. You know, it's okay to do certain things. You know, you got downtime. You know, it's not 24/7. You don't have to be in the truth. You know, you have leisure time, but you don't want to indulge yourself in these lusts and these things that's not, you know, through the spirit too much. You know,
because to add to you, like I said, if you give over too much to the flesh, you're going to be overtaken. You know,
be consumed.
You're going to be consumed. It's definitely a balance in this thing, you know, that we have to uphold. But for the most part, like I said, the discipline is something that needs to be drilled in to any man that the Lord decides to wake up, you know.
You read verse 14, Bible Shah?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Oh, God. That's the spirit.
I was about to say that.
And Sirach
18.
Yeah, Sirach, yeah.
Okay, yeah. This Sirach 18 and 14, it says, "He had mercy on them that receive discipline and that diligently seek after his judgments."
Yeah, you got it, Kabar.
I was say yes. Like, reread it again now. Reread it again. So like,
it says, "He had mercy on them that receive discipline and that diligently seek after his judgments."
Hey, that's the only way the Lord will keep having that mercy upon us. Hey, we do what we gotta do. All right, which is discipline. All right, we doing what's required of us, even no matter how we feel. You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
They got a saying that you know, you be watching. I watched like the red pills communities and stuff like that, you know, the fresh and fit and so on and so forth. But these guys got this quote that, you know, we move off of reality. We don't move off of feels, you know. So at the end of the day, we know that these scriptures is definitely something that we need to constantly be tapped into to receive the mercy and our crowns from the Lord. You know, but you could continue in that First Corinthians, Kashab.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse.
So like it, run to 25 again. I got another point to make in there.
It says, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it.
Yeah. So again, striving for the mastery. You know, we're trying to complete this race. You know, we're trying to complete this race. We're trying to win this fight. You know, the spiritual fight that is an ongoing battle day in and day out. You know, but again, we're striving for that mastery. We want to do. You can't be in this truth going for the minimum. Okay, the minimum is not going. You know, you can't half-ass this thing. Like I said, you can't be cold and you can't be lukewarm in this thing. You got to be fervent in heat. Okay. But you can keep going, Kashab.
It says, now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible.
Come up in the heavens, where you know, where the our treasures. What's that scripture? The treasures not can't be rust, stolen.
Yeah, well, rust or moth do corrupt.
Yeah, thieves do not corrupt.
I got you. It's St. Matthew chapter 6, and I'm gonna start at verse 19. And it's in red letters. This Yahushua speaking. It says, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal."
So again, we're building up our spiritual currency. And how do you build that spiritual currency? You have to lock in with the discipline and handle business. You know, you need to be on point. We're not out here chasing a bag. We're not out here chasing championships, because we know all that shit is folly. Is very corruptible. You know, you're not gonna. You know, Jake just gotta accept that we're not here to make it. We're serving our time in captivity, and Lord willing, it's right around the corner that this shit about to be up. So exactly what we need to be doing right now is, again, locking in and storing our treasures in heaven.
Let me say real quick, ultimately, discipline goes down to delayed gratification. Are you putting off the right now so that you can get the reward on the back end? It doesn't mean there's no reward. It doesn't mean that you're never going to achieve anything. It just means you're putting off the things that are not important in the here and now so that you could reap the rewards in the kingdom, man. And it's the same thing with, like, we went into Corinthians. Apostle Paul was making the example of a professional athlete. They'll put off going to parties, putting off eating whatever they want to eat so that they can win, you know, a championship. They can win a game. They still have fun. They still party. You know, a champion gets all of the best women, gets the best whatever. But you put off that right now, that here and now, you delay your gratification so that you can get the reward. And they do it for corruptible crowns. So how much the kingdom of heaven, everlasting life? You got it, Doc.
You want to say something, Kabal?
Yeah, I wanna read something right quick. I got my photo album is going to the discipline. It said discipline requires us to choose between what we want long term versus what we want right now.
Beautiful. You want to talk on that?
Yeah, I say something about what we want to learn term, salvation, the kingdom. All right. It said versus what we want right now. Like right now is just like the pleasures that we got right now according to this world. Which even like if you get like pleasures in this world right now, like that's gonna die off anyway. Right. All right, but what we get long term is the kingdom of heaven, man, which is everlasting life. You know what I'm saying?
You know, one of the many examples of, you know, one of the, you know, what I think is one of the best examples is everybody know Kobe. You know, Kobe Bryant. You hear stories about Kobe that, you know, he went to the club sometimes, but if he's in the club till about 3 a.m, he's letting his teammates know, like, okay, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna be up at 7 a.m, so we could get in the gym and, you know, try to strive for that championship, which is again that corruptible crown. So we need to know, also too, that yeah, we still have to work, we still have to make money to for our livings to sustain in this world. But you can't, you can't just rock off the feelings of like, I'm tired and I can't do it. One day that may be cool, but one day may turn into another day. And then 2 days turns into 3 days. And then all of a sudden, you just, you're out of the spirit just because you didn't lock in. You went on the feelings of maybe not today. I really want to catch up on sleep. I really want to do this, and that's what we can't afford to do in this fourth quarter time. This is the clutch that we're in right now. So we really need to tap in and handle business. But you could continue in that 1 Corinthians, Baba Kashar.
All right, this verse 26, it says, I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air.
Come on. You could keep going.
Okay, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
Come on. Be putting your flesh into subjection, Again, we understand that we have the leisure time to do so, but try to get in the mentality of making that leisure time a reward. Try to put in the work first, so that afterwards you could be like, okay, I could go in, I could go to the gym, I could go watch a football game, I could play a couple online games on the PlayStation, the Xbox, or so. Just make sure you put the Lord's work first. If you handle the business and you lock in, yeah, you could have time to have fun, Y'all brothers got something? Any of y'all brothers?
Yeah, I got one for you.
Come.
This is matter of fact, let me get this real quick since you brought up leisure. This Sirach 38:24. It says, "The wisdom of a learned man cometh by." Oh, you getting that one? You getting on that?
Yeah, I was holding that up.
Oh, Con, you got it up. You got it.
Okay, Con. It says, "The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that had little business shall become wise."
Con. Not being involved with many things, not having your hands too full. I know for damn sure I damn near almost fell in that track before. This is prior to me locking in with the truth. But man, I'm trying to go to college. I'm playing football on the team up there. I'm trying to make a business. I'm trying to do everything, but I'm also trying to put the truth in it. You know what I'm saying? And that was definitely a scripture that cut the shit out of me when I was up there in Michigan, man. That scripture cut the shit out of me because it's like I thought about it. I really have a lot going on. Like I'm not putting the Lord's work first. I think that I'm doing it, but I'm actually not. But you gotta say something, Naseka Shah.
Yeah, you've been a busybody.
Come.
Yeah, I could attest to that too. It's like you try to do things and then like you feel like you're filtering in the truth, but really and truly, the truth comes first before anything else you need to do. Like you take care of your business with your leisure time, which goes into your pretty much like your free time. You take care of that first before you do anything else.
Come. Then the brother Kaya, he said, I like the saying that he said, you have to build everything around the truth and not the truth around what you're doing. That's some words from that brother that always sticks with me. I can't get thrown off on this path by trying to chase the bag, trying to chase these women, trying to chase life in Babylon, which is to be destroyed. You got to understand that we don't have time, and you'll be very stupid to invest into a burning building. So lock the fuck in, Jake.
Yeah, it's great you brought him up. We were just speaking earlier, and a lot of Jakes. Most of us, when we come into truth, you either lose your job, you might lose your woman, your car might break down. You might have some type of physical affliction. Something gonna happen to you when you come into the truth, and you could take that opportunity, that leisure, to get built up in the spirit, to learn the scriptures, or you could take that opportunity to just be a nigga, man. And that we see examples of both, and it's always manifest. You could tell a Jake who doesn't study, you could tell a Jake who doesn't really watch videos, he don't really take the truth. He just, you don't take it serious. He just coming around. That's manifested. You ask Jake a question, he just, he don't know what's going on. These things you can't hide playing games with the Lord. You can't hide a lack of discipline. It's going to show. It's just like, we're going to keep using this example because Apostle Paul put it beautifully. When you look at these professional athletes, when you see a boxer, they show up and they're gassed in the third round. You don't have to see what that guy was doing every day. It's manifest that he was bullshitting in his training. Then you see somebody like Floyd, they last 12 rounds. In the 12th round, it looked like the first round. They just boom. You could tell that guy's been doing the leg work. He's been doing the jump rope. He's been jogging. Like, you don't have to follow him around with a camera. The amount of discipline that he has is manifested in the ring when it's time to show and prove. You got it out.
And also, to piggyback on that, to understand in its truth, there's obviously going to be many afflictions that's going to come upon us. So at the end of the day, again, this is a spiritual fight too. You have to adjust to the fight. A fight is not going to go. You'll be pretty stupid to get beat by a guy who's only throwing overhands. You see what I'm saying? You really want to. If you're getting hit by that punch too much, you have to adjust to the fight, and again have the discipline to finish the fight. And that's what this truth is. This is what happens in this truth. You're going to get hit with so many curveballs that is going to maybe knock you off your pivot, but you got to get grounded again and continue to fight. This is what this truth is literally all about: faith, discipline, effort, and many more things that it's not really coming to my mind right now. But it's not that hard, Jake. We're all going through it. Understand that we're all going through it. No man is special that they're not being afflicted day in and day out. That comes a part of this. So again, if you know that it comes apart, if that it is a part of this, deal with it and lock the fuck in. But you could get the Proverbs 25 and 28 for me.
Proverbs 25 verse 28. He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down without walls.
Again, a city with no walls is a defenseless city. Anything could come in. You can be overtaken at any time if you don't have these walls up. But again, the analogy on it is, you have to have rule over your spirit. You have to be locked in totally and have those walls of defense up. Have the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Shad, the Rakak Wadash that has to be, on you day in and day out, that that you have to, again, I'm kind of saying it a lot, but being locked in, putting that flesh under subjection, and I'm losing my words. Yeah.
I wanted to get the definition of discipline. Let's see if I can put it on the screen. Hold up a second. Yeah, here we go. All right. Yeah, discipline. Circa 1200s, it says penitential chastisement, punishment for the sake of correction. From Old French, discipline, physical punishment, teaching, suffering, martyrdom. So discipline teaches you. When you go through sufferings, you learn. And we're going through this all the time on how, the Most High will send you lessons through chastisement. And that comes with discipline. That's where what it's going to say. Instruction given, teaching, learning, knowledge. Also, object of instruction, knowledge, science, military discipline, from disciples, pupil, student, follower, see disciple. So you can't really spell discipline without disciple. It says the Latin word, I wanted to get down to, the meaning, treatment that corrects or punishes, is from the notion of order necessary for instruction, branch of instruction or education. Yeah. So discipline teaches you, man.
you mentioned, let me see, something at the beginning.
Is it punishment for the sake of correction?
Yeah, that's it. Again, you know, understanding that chastisement of the Lord is strictly off of love. You know, he chastises us because he loves us, and again, he's putting that discipline in us. You know, again, a part of this captivity is so we know what not to do. You know, we fucked up, definitely. That's why we're in a position that we're in right now. But now we have E ruling over us, and they show no signs of discipline. It's just nothing but bullshit and folly day in and day out. So again, we have to have this discipline to learn what it is to, you know, to rule.
Okay. That's a good point because, you know, we broke the law, statutes, and commandments, and the Most High put over us the basis of men, a childish man, a man who's wanton, who lacks discipline, and that makes us appreciate discipline even more. We live in a society with no structure, no boundaries. They don't even want to define male and female anymore. It's just a free for all, and that makes you what? It makes you long for the kingdom. It makes you actually thirst for a world of discipline. You know, you a child, you want to stay up late, you want to eat candy all day. You know, when you're childish, you want a lack of discipline. You want just a world where you could just do whatever. And then once you start to grow up, you realize, man, I don't want to eat candy all day. Like it's just naturally in you to want discipline as a man.
You see, you know, with piggybacking on what you're saying, you see what it starts to do to your body. You know, you understand that some things are not needed no more. It's no reason why I should think like this or act like this. You know, at some point in time in life, it really for some people, because obviously there's still some pretty childish people in this fucking world. But you know, as a man of the Lord, you know, being disciplined is a core value that you should uphold.
Okay.
Any of y'all brothers got a precept?
I got one.
You got it, bro.
Sirach 32 verse 14. Whoso fear of the Lord will receive his discipline, and they that seek him early shall find favor.
You got it, bro.
That's simple. Hey, if we fear the Lord, hey, we gonna do what's required of us, which maintain discipline. Mm-hmm. All right. That's why the Lord required us to fear him rather than love him. All right, because if you fear him, you go do what you gonna do, so you don't get caught up, you don't get judged by the Lord. All right, that's why when it say, hey, they that seek him early shall find favor. I mean, hey, we doing everything we gotta do to please Yahweh Shema Shai, and we're gonna find his mercies. All right, and that's it.
Come
on. Fear and love is like really synonymous when it comes to the Most High. Because if you fear him, you're going to keep his commandments. And what is love? The keeping of the commandments. So those two things go hand in hand. You got it
up. Let me see. Could you get Romans 8:6 for me? I'm a what?
Con. The book of Romans chapter 8, verse 6, it says, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
Being carnally minded, you know, dealing with the follies of this world day in and day out, you know, really being undisciplined. If you're doing everything carnally, you know, thinking through your flesh, you know, that's the ultimately going to lead you unto death. You know, no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And like I said, to be spiritually minded is life and peace. In order to be spiritually minded, again, you have to be disciplined. You have to be locked in with everything that's going on around you. Nothing should sneak up on you. Nothing should throw you off, because you have to have that tunnel vision and be 100%, again, spiritually minded. But you could go to verse 7.
Romans 8, verse 7. Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be.
In other words, the Lord hate that shit. The Lord don't like a carnal-minded man. You cannot be a carnal-minded man and serve Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. It's not going to work that way. That's what, you know, a carnal-minded person is 100% these fucking Christians in the churches. You know, they claim that you know you only got to go to church on Sunday, but then after Sunday, go ahead and go please your flesh. You know, until Sunday come. For that, within that 2 to 3 hour that the pastor just up there saying nothing but bullshit. That's the Lord is not with that, man. You know, so it's enmity against the Most High. It's against the Most High. The Most High don't rock that way. Spiritually minded at all times. Again, locked in at all times. Disciplined at all times. That's how you can make the Lord happy. Doing His work day in and day out.
I got a precept for you.
You got it, bro.
Yeah, this is James chapter 4, verse 4. It says, "Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Question mark. Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of the Most High."
God,
You
got it, bro.
going in with what you was just saying, you know, like being a friend of this world, things of this world, that's enmity with the Most High, man. You're an enemy of the Most High.
God.
You got it, bro.
Yeah, but you know, again, we understand that we have the leisure time to do so. You know, we could chill around and, you know, have a couple drinks with the bros, you know, with the Akim, and, you know, chillax sometimes. But that's not that can't be an everyday thing. You know. Y'all brothers got anything else?
Con. Washab, you read verse 27 in that 1 Corinthians 9?
Let me see.
Yeah, you read it. You read verse 27.
Okay, con.
You want me to reread it?
Con. Yeah, that's just the first part. I want to make a quick point.
Okay, it's 1 Corinthians 9:27. It says, "But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection."
Right, and that's ultimately, you know, the highest form of discipline is when you can rule your flesh with your spirit. You know, it's funny. I was talking to the priest earlier. He was like, your spirit just has to have. I forget how he put it, but basically, your spirit just has to win 51%. It doesn't have to be 99 to 1. As long as your spirit just rules a little bit over your body, over your flesh, then you could walk in the spirit. You're not being ruled by carnal lust, and that's what discipline gets you. But I got one for you. This is Proverbs 10 and 17. I'm gonna read it in the KJV and then the NLT. In the KJV it says, "He is in the way of life that keepeth instruction, but he that refuseth reproof erreth." And this is in the NLT. It says, "People who accept discipline are on the pathway to life, but those who ignore correction will go astray."
Oh man, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Again, we know that the discipline is what's going to keep us on that path, man. We know that to stay on that straight and narrow path, we have to maintain discipline. We can't go that broad way that everybody is going. That's where the carnally minded people are going. They're going the broad way. We're going the narrow way. In order to stay focused on that narrow way, we got to be locked in on what's going on in front of us, you know, winning the battles that come to us. And, you know, piggybacking off what you just said, bro, we understand, and I hope that y'all all understand, is that we may lose some battles. We're not going to win everything that is coming towards us, but the goal is to, again, to have that percentage of winning over losing. You know, we still have to deal with the flesh. We still, you know, we still can become victim of our flesh. Okay, but like I said, you got it, bro.
Yeah, just the scripture says a righteous man, a just man falleth 7 times, but he get back up. And really, it's not just about winning more than you lose. It's about winning at the end, because you could lose all the way up to the end. It's about winning that battle, making sure you don't take the mark of the beast, making sure you don't betray the Akim, things like that. Like you could lose 100 battles, but when it really counts and making on a chariot, you know.
Come on. Can you read the NLT one more time?
This is Proverbs 10 and 17, the NLT version. It says, people who accept discipline are on the pathway to life, but those who ignore correction will go astray.
Come on. And that's what we're not doing. We're not ignoring that correction, you know, because also a part of that discipline too is we're going to, like I said, sometimes we will go off and you have to be able to accept correction from a brother. Your brother is going to correct you. And if you don't have the discipline to listen to your brother, it's like, what the fuck? You know? So we're not running from correction. We're not running from the discipline of trying to obtain our crown, of being brotherly, you know? We're trying to lock in, man. Let me see. Kashab, could you get Luke 14 and 26 for me?
I got you. It's Luke 14 to 26.
Come on, you could go to 27.
All right. It's Luke chapter 14, verse 26. It says, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. And
Come
whoever
on, you can stop right there. You can stop right there. So yeah, hate not his father, mother, wife, and children, brethren, and sisters, and yea, your own life. And that doesn't mean hate them, you know, of what the worldly sense of hate is. We're not supposed to, you know, hate our parents, but what this is going into is that we need to love them less. Okay, the Lord has to be the number one priority. This work has to be the number one priority. You have to be able to put that on a back burner and handle the Lord of the business. And what is that being? That's being disciplined. You know, some men, they use their children and their family as excuse to not to do the work of the Lord. And that's something that we can't afford to do. All that shit got to be on the back burner, Jake. All right. You could hit 27, Bubba Kasha.
it says, and whosoever doth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple.
Come on. You cannot be a disciple of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. You have to bear your cross. You have to bear your own cross. You know, you have to go through your battles. You have to win today. You know, you have to continue to fight. You have to go through a lot of, you know, a lot of bullshit, you know, in other words. And if you're not willing to lock in and fight through this and fight for your crown, Yahweh Shai said you cannot be a disciple of his, you know. So again, this is how important discipline is. In order, again, discipline goes back to being a disciple. So without discipline, again, you cannot be a disciple of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Y'all brothers got anything else?
I got one.
You got it.
Kabaran got it.
Nah, you got it.
It's one of my favorites. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6. I'm gonna start at 17. The point is in 21. It says, "For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline," which is talking about the wisdom. The very true beginning of wisdom is the desire of discipline, and the care of discipline is love. And the love is the keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption," which Apostle Paul talked about, that incorruptible crown. It says, "And incorruption maketh us near unto Yahweh. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people," the Israelites, "honor wisdom that ye may reign forevermore."
Come on. So you mentioned Salaki. You could go one more time. It's a point, and I'm gonna stop you on when I hear it.
It says, "For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline, and the care of discipline is love."
You can stop right there. So again, you know, first and foremost, wisdom is given from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And if you're in here doing this work, you know, you are blessed to be able to obtain wisdom. But how do you obtain wisdom? You have to be disciplined in do what needs to be done. You know, you have to study. You have to read. You have to, first and foremost, you have to pray. You know, prayer is definitely, huge. So with all this going on, that's how you obtain the wisdom. You know, that's how you gain the love of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, of following these law, statutes, commandments. You know, day in and day out, having that wisdom. You know, being married to Sophia. You know.
God. It says, and love is the keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption, and incorruption maketh us near unto the Most High.
God, backing up what I just said, man. You know, that incorruption. We're not striving for that incorruptible crown, man. You know, we're striving for that crown, and we understand that locking in and doing what we're supposed to do is going to gain us favor from the Lord. But that's pretty much all I got. If y'all brothers got something you want to bring out, Kashab, you got something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, remember what happened when we didn't abide in the Lord's ways and didn't have that discipline. Look at the state that we're in now.
Sure, hey, even now, if we want to take it to that discipline, hey, we're gonna be destroyed. You know that's the main thing we gotta think about, man.
I got a quick pre, bro.
You got it.
This Baruch chapter 4, and I start at verse 12. The point is in 13. It says, "Let no man rejoice over me, a widow and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children am left desolate, because they departed from the law of the Most High." All right, talking about Israel, departing from the laws and statutes and the commandments that they was given. All right, because it was only given to Israel. It was only given to us. It says, verse 13, "They knew not his statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments, nor tried in the paths of discipline in his righteousness." And that's pretty much why we in the state we're in today, man. We didn't try to know in that path of discipline, in the Lord's righteousness.
Any of y'all brothers got anything else?
Yeah, I got one.
You got it. Good ball.
It's Sirach 19, verse 5. "Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned, but he that resisteth pleasures crown of his life." And that's that discipline. Hey, that's that main discipline we doing, is resisting pleasures from the ways of the world. All right? Because hey, if we do take pleasure and if we do take too much pleasure in the ways of the world, we will be condemned. We will be destroyed by Yahweh Shema Shah. But hey, we remain disciplined in ourselves. Hey, we're gonna get salvation, man, and eventually, everlasting life. But we're gonna have eternal pleasures anyway, man, and that's something. All right. So you know what I'm saying? Hey, even an example, like I want to bring the example, like even the apostles, man. That's how they've been going on for like 30 plus years now, man, because they remain that discipline. Now if they just went off like into their feelings and whatnot, what they'll be like, it wouldn't be like they wouldn't be out there, man. They wouldn't be doing many videos that they're doing right now. All right, that's why they're so diligent, man, because they remain they are disciplined. All right, so we should find that same mindset, man. All right.
They obviously those the elders and apostles, they are examples that's in front of us, again, for us to follow. You know, they've laid down the work. We see exactly what it is that we need to do because of them. They already laid out the path. Our thing is that we just need to follow the footprints. You know, we got to follow the blueprint. They gave everything to us of what we need to know, what we need to do, what we should not do. And, we're supposed to take that and run. If you were wise, you would take that and run with it, But
that goes back to the definition of discipline, which means pupil or student. That's another definition,
Beautiful.
I would say a main example is your house shot. We using rolling through the earth. He ain't like take pleasures of what they was doing back then, man. He was doing the will of Yahweh Shema Shah. Of this father. All right. And right, and even now, even by doing that, he in the right hand of the Father, man.
Yeah.
Eventually, his kingdom is about to be established, where he about to enjoy his pleasures, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And to add too, like I said, if you go all throughout the scriptures, we see everything of what not to do and what to do. We have stories of men who was disciplined, and we seen how it turned out. We also have, our forefathers who were not disciplined, and we seen what happened to them. Which at the end of the day, they ended up getting knocked off. But like I said, Yahweh Shai is the best example of who walked a straight and narrow path. And that's ultimately, our big brother, and that's who we need to follow. We need to follow in try to follow his ways to the best of our ability. Because obviously we can't do 100%. Again, we're still in the flesh. It's still a lot of bullshit that's gonna come around and about us. But the whole thing is, again, it's the effort. It's the effort of following and doing the will of Yahweh Shem Shai, being found doing his works when he returned. That's what he's looking for. He's looking for the men that are disciplined, that has been doing his work, that's been locked in, that's been praying to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, to obtain their crown, to obtain peace and salvation.
So getting the job done. That's it.
Getting the job done. But at the end of the day, we got to take this thing day by day. We got to take it day by day. The main goal that should be is, I learned this in the football world. We need to win today. Take it day by day and win today. And by the end of the, once this shit is all over, you could rally a couple wins under your belt, Lord willing, and be locked in and obtain your crown. But that's all I got. If y'all brothers got anything else, come. Well, we pray that this lesson was edifying. Before leaving, we're going to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who taught us his word in truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, and you sincere Akim and Aqua. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.